On a February Friday night in 1920, J.J. Bazemore, an accountant for the Sheriff's Department, was working late at the old courthouse on Green Street. He looked out the window and saw light flickering. A fire, thought J.J. Bazemore, who went outside to investigate. That was good timing, because it turned out that the courthouse itself was on fire. Engine Company Number 1 was soon on the scene, which is what you would expect when Augusta's most prominent building was ablaze. By midnight, Chief Frank Reynolds told the Augusta Chronicle the flames were under control. He said quick action by his men and the brick walls of the century-old courthouse kept the county from losing what was called one of the finest buildings in Augusta. Still, he estimated the damage would cost $10,000 to repair, something the newspaper trumpeted in its front page article February 7, 1920. So why tell a story about a courthouse fire? Well, they're always pretty exciting, but this one helped us find out something else, the secret of a well-known Augusta woman's age. For years, newspaper reporters and others have written features, profiles, and anecdotes about Lady Justice, the striking dark metal statue that appropriately watched over Augusta for more than a century. And almost all of them made a mistake, something one should never do with a woman's age, guessing that she was much older, dating back to the courthouse's construction in 1820. Experts began to question that assumption. We even began to write about those doubts. I spent an afternoon looking through the old county records trying to find an expenditure for a statue. But then Eric Montgomery of Historic Augusta mentioned the 1920 fire. I looked it up in our archives, and there it was. A Chronicle fire repair story on November 7, 1920 reports the copper Justice statue damaged in the blaze had been added in the 1890s, replacing an older statue carved from cypress wood. So our old girl is not almost 200, but a bit closer to 125. Today, Justice stands proudly outside the new courthouse, her third, proud, serene, holding the scales of justice in one hand and the sword of punishment in the other. And Our Lady Justice, she's unique because she's not blind. So be careful because she's watching. And don't make any jokes about her age.